What up and welcome to Rama Screen YouTube channel, and here's my review of Netflix new series, The New Force. Let's rock this. So this show comes all the way from the country Sweden, and thanks to Netflix I've already watched the entire first season, and I guess the word that comes up in my mind is fascinating. It's an interesting take on the early days of female cops in that particular country, and the way that the show deals with themes of sexism, misogyny, and prejudice is juxtaposed with a certain murder mystery that largely speaks to how women are treated generally in our society. So it's basically part David versus Goliath story and part crime drama. The New Force is intriguing, emotional, suspenseful, and compelling, and it's surprisingly relevant despite the story being set decades ago. Throughout the course of 6 episodes, you find yourself thoroughly invested in these 3 women's uphill battles as they struggle to establish themselves within the ridiculously corrupt police system. In The New Force, the year is 1958, and Sweden's first female police officers graduate, a small group of pioneers taking a big step for gender equality, but struggling to take even the smallest steps themselves, as the skirts they're forced to wear chafe like sandpaper against their thighs. They are ridiculed by the public, belittled by the media, and scorned by their colleagues. The new recruits are placed in the country's most crime-ridden district, the Klara police district in Stockholm. And as they start patrolling the streets of Stockholm, they soon realize that their biggest problem is not the criminals. Instead, the resistance comes from colleagues and the society as a whole. Starring Josephine Asplund, Agnes Racy, and Malin Persson. The performances of the 3 ladies whose names I just mentioned to you are exceptional. Very solid, very intense, and the script does a fabulous job of emphasizing how difficult it is for these 3 characters to decide between falling in line and speaking out. I mean, put yourself in their shoes. You are part of this historic mark, and you don't want to leave a bad legacy for aspiring women cops. But at the same time, it's obvious that the system is stinky rotten and female victims are not given their deserved justice. So these 3 actresses, in my opinion, terrifically convey their characters' vulnerability, conviction, frustration, alienation. They're walking a thin line between fear and persistence. As far as the retro look and feel of the show, I think Swedish audiences could be the better judge on how authentic it really is. If you ask me, sure, the presentation may not seem grainy, but not once did I get the impression that these people were just playing old-timey cosplays. If I were to have a minor criticism about the show, I'd say I was a bit disappointed with how the murder case pans out. It just feels anticlimactic and underwhelming. To be fair, one of the cops, or one of the ladies, the one that's like a dog with a bone, does get to solve it. But I just think that the resolve could have more kick to it. And the storyline involving the tall, awkward blonde cop being mentored by the sleazy, creepy cop, that takes too long for it to have a moment of comeuppance. The writers could have trimmed down that multiple episode arc and could have gotten to the point of her standing up for herself a lot sooner. Having said all that, I do appreciate the show going out of its way to make a very important point that at the end of the day, these are women. Women who find strength and solace in their friendship, women who juggle work and relationship. So while they are in their journey of sticking it to the man, they also never lose sight of their femininity, and they always look out for one another, which is the core foundation of their morals and integrity. So yeah, overall I give The New Force the rating of 3.5 out of 5. It's a riveting, thematic girl power drama and social critique. Sure, the story is steeped in Scandinavian culture, but a lot of women everywhere from around the world can totally relate to this show.